I'm about to give my metal detecting coin collection an upgrade. I've been saving my coins in this binder, but I don't really get to enjoy them on a day-to-day basis. Sure, I often scan through the book, but I've worked hard for these coins, and I'd like them to be more present. Keep watching to see some of the amazing coins I've found over the years. I'm forever looking for new ways to display my finds. These printer trays and other odd drawers are a great way to do that. I've got this one empty tray that my coins will fit in perfectly. So I'm going to remove my coins from the old holders and put them in new round cases. In the process, I get to once again hold my coins that in some cases I haven't touched in years, and I get to take some close-up photos. Many of these coins came from one location, an old swimming hole. I'll pin a comment with a link to a video that talks about them. You can see the darkening colors, and that is because these did come from, many of them actually came from the water. And you can see some pitting on them and some darkening. Also, some of them have scratches on them. These coins are found quite often against bedrock with many stones and sometimes larger rocks over top of them. And they're really hard to get out without getting some scratches on them. But some of them do come out quite nicely, as you can see that one there. But tarnish does get the better of them, as does some of this pitting. These are all Washington quarters. These were all minted before 1965, where they were made from part silver, thus the silver tarnishing that you see on them. But there are other metals in them, which also leads to some of the other discoloration that you see there. Some of them are quite pretty. This one actually, I probably tried to clean this one up a little bit. Love the edges of these silver coins. Here's a shield nickel. I've actually found this one in a farm field. And this is what's known as a V nickel. You can see the prominent V on the back there for the number 5. And this is a war nickel. For a couple years during World War II, nickels were made with part silver. And here's a token for 50 cents off a pair of shoes. I believe the date there is used by May 1st, 1927, so this is a quite old token. And here's another token, 50 cents off a straw hat. You just don't see that cent symbol much anymore. And you definitely don't see that symbol, at least not used for good luck. But back at the time, that was a symbol of good luck. Here's a 1900 Indian head penny. And here's a barber dime. Interestingly enough, I had found, and you'll see this later in my collection, I'd found a barber half and a barber quarter before I ever found a barber dime. But when I found a barber dime, I actually found two right next to each other. This one has some nice bluing in there. This barber design is a really pretty coin. It's Lady Liberty, but the designer who made the design of the coin, his last name was Barber, thus the name Barber. Here's actually a German coin I found in a stream from 1935. I imagine this was a souvenir, probably from World War II. It's kind of a shock to see this one. And this is what's known as a standing Liberty quarter. You can see that one scratched up really good. These standing Liberty quarters often come out without a date on them. Down there in the very bottom of the front side of the coin, there would be a date, but just the design of it has caused on most of these for the date to not show up. They actually just get worn down from where it was. Right there would be where the date would be. I have yet to find a standing Liberty quarter that is actually dated. All of them, the dates have been worn down. But still, they're nice coins to find. And here's another barber. This time this is a barber quarter instead of a barber dime. Very similar design on the front there. The back of these I find so striking. I think that's such a neat design of the eagle there. And the coloring is so nice on these silver coins. A couple more barber coins here that I found. Barber quarters, that is. And this is a 1700s Chinese coin, again found in a river down in Maryland. Not sure if I have this located right, but I did some research on it, and that is from the 1700s. As is this coin. This is a King George. Just enough detail to make out that it was a King George. And here's some more, these are large cents, United States currency. Surprisingly, the date of 1822 came out on that one, despite how beat it was. These coins are mostly coming out of the dirt, and they are always in rough shape. Rare to find one of these large cents in really nice shape. This here is actually a Nova Constellatio, kind of a rare coin to find. There's just enough detail on there that I was able to determine that it was that coin. This is from the 1700s. This here is the very first large cent I ever found. It was Hold, and I found this in a field in Massachusetts. I was super excited when I found this coin. It is from the late 1700s as well. And some more large cents coming out here. They are called large cents because they are actually large. They're about the size of, I would say, a quarter. Actually a little bit larger than a quarter. And there's in pretty nice shape. 1814. Backside's a little rough though. This one surprisingly may be my most expensive coin. That's a capped bust. Again, this is 1700s, and with a loop I was just barely able to make out the date on it. So despite the fact that it's in rough shape, they're a slightly rare coin. This one here is a coin that I found which has a surprise on the back. There you can see this was counter-stamped with what's most likely an advertisement. Some people would stamp their names in it, but I think this is a store in the Midwest. And here's a tax token I found from Washington State. I'll put a link in a comment for that video as well. That has an interesting story. And here starts my half-dollar collection. This is a Walking Liberty, there from 1942. Another 1942 Walking Liberty. These have such great detail on them. There's some interesting design on these coins. A couple more Walking Liberties. I actually have 7 of these that I found, again, all in one location. What an amazing hotspot that has been. And just such great detail on these coins. It's kind of fun to hold these because they have like quite a bit of weight to them. Here's a Walking Liberty that's worn down. This was probably worn down before it had fallen in the stream. 1945. So strange to think that these coins were minted around the time men were off and fighting in World War II. You can see just how tarnished that one is. And this one here I did clean up. I put this in a heated water with aluminum foil and baking soda. I didn't polish it, but that is a technique you can use. I did check to make sure that this wasn't a valuable coin before I did that. Most of my coins I don't touch at all. I leave them as is, like this one here. But I did want to see what one of them would look like, and I kind of liked the idea that it was cleaned up. I was afraid though I'm going to affect the value of them, but again, these coins are probably worth maybe 15, 20 bucks at most. And here's some Barber halves. My hotspot, I had found a Barber half was the first coin that I found there, and that started me down this trend of all these beautiful silver coins, or most of these silver coins, not quite all of them, came from that one spot. And this here is a half real. I found that maybe a mile from my house, maybe 2 miles. That is a Spanish coin from the 1700s there, really tiny coin. And that one is Hold there. And here's another half real. I found this one down in West Virginia. Again, you can see that 1700s date on there. This one's in pretty rough shape. Here's a real I found actually again very close to my house, and I found this actually on the surface. I saw it before my detector swang over it. An early 1800s 1 real coin. Always exciting to find a Spanish coin. And this is a 2 real I found 2 summers ago in a stream. Kind of shocked by this one. These 2 real coins are, I would say, close to the size of a quarter. They have a little bit of heft to them. And this is the first Spanish coin I found, and to this date, the oldest coin I've ever found, a 1721 Spanish 2 real. I was super excited when I found this thing. This one's hammered, so the edges are not even. So at the time they were making these, it was not a perfect coin. And this is a Spanish 4 real. These are quite rare to find. I don't think they were used as commonly, but this is just, I think, an amazing coin. I found this again in a river down in Maryland this past summer. And this is the only silver dollar that I've ever found. I have a couple dollar coins, but they're the modern ones, but this is the only silver dollar I found from 1889. This thing weighs a lot. This is really comfortable fitting in your hand. And what a beautiful coin this is. I'd love to find a couple more of these. I imagine they're hard to lose. I think you would know if you lost one, and you'd probably be able to easily see it. This one was at the bottom of a river, or actually I should say a stream. What an amazing coin this is. And here you'll be able to see the collection after it's been put in the new cases. And up on the wall, those little discs there indicate when and where I found each of the coins. So I have some notes on those. And here you can see it, part of my larger collection. I really love this display. I hope you do too.